Hello, this is Dean Takahashi from VentureBeat. I'm here at the Mobile Summit, here with Sayeed from Qualcomm. Hi Sayeed, how are you doing?
Pretty good. My name is Sayeed Choudhury. I work in product management for web technologies at Qualcomm. We are working on a variety of things to really accelerate the web browser, make sure that it takes full advantage of the hardware on our processors, our mobile processors for smartphones, for a variety of different operating systems. And the different use cases we look at that we really try to affect and make better are page download, the usability once the page has downloaded, user experience there, scrolling, panning, and zooming as an example. Third is around multimedia streaming. More than half of the data that's on the mobile network in this day and age is going to be a mobile video, and so mobile streaming video is very important. And last, even a keen focus on power management, power optimizations. And though in each of these four areas, we try to tackle that by taking a look at the overall browsing system and optimizing it from the networking stack to the layout engine of the browser, for example, the WebKit browser, through to scripting and JavaScript itself, and finally to rendering. And rendering can mean a lot of things, from rendering and compositing. So let me give you an example on each of these, because there's a lot of interesting things you can do to make sure you're using the hardware well. So, for example, in networking, one of the things that we've done is to really look at how we can, as soon as we can identify the fact that a new host needs to be identified, we can issue a DNS request, or issue DNS requests as early as possible, not have to wait for it could go through the browser all the way to the networking stack. And so in this way, we're able to shave 200, 300 milliseconds off at a time, and actually kind of reduce the DNS request time. In other examples,
so you're basically bypassing sort of some of the the roadblocks on the internet, basically.
Actually, what we're trying to do is actually identify as quickly as possible as WebKit knows when it needs a DNS request, issue that request, open up a socket and issue that request as soon as possible, instead of queuing it up and waiting for the overall stack, whether it be Android or Chrome OS, etc., to actually to do that. And we've seen improvements in page download time just by doing that. Another example is around more intelligent caching. Both the network stack as well as the browser have caches of all the objects that make up a web page. And instead of having a focus on caching that's page by page, look at things that actually hurt you as far as size-wise. And if obviously you have to respect the fact that if the object is not alive, you have to throw it away. But if it's live, use it. So change the cache eviction algorithms to actually be more network aware, network centric, and that actually helps not just page download, but page reload, right? Because as you know, most people go to common sites a lot, and then there's a long tail. So that's around networking as a good example. Another area is around JavaScript, and at the end of the day, JavaScript performance really affects not just page download, but interactive web pages and of course web applications. And what is a JavaScript engine but a compiler, a runtime compiler? So as you know, the Snapdragon from Qualcomm actually has a unique implementation of the ARM microprocessor. And so what we do is really tune the JavaScript engine for the pipelines and the cache and the registers of our implementation versus, let's say, the generic ARM. At the end of the day, a runtime compiler is only as good as that tuning that you do to take advantage of the CPU. And so we've been working for over 2 years to contribute to the V8 project along with Google to make sure that JavaScript compiles and runs as fast as possible on our processors. And this is one of the reasons why we've been able to bring 5 times JavaScript improvement working along with Google on the Android and Chrome platforms from when we started 2 years ago to now.
So this is interesting. It's just not just up to AT&T to improve the data network. It's really something you can improve on the chip side as well.
No, absolutely. There's a lot of device side things that we could do right on there. Another good example is around rendering. So I think everybody knows the scrolling performance of certain products are much better than other products. And one of the things that we've done to try to improve the render times is to look at how can we actually hardware accelerate the scrolling of the Android browser and to really take advantage of the GPU that's built right into all of our smartphone chipsets. And so the graphics processor. So by using innovative tiling mechanism as well as utilizing the GPU, you can actually now get snappier and kind of glassy smooth scrolling. Again, a good example of modifying the actual browsing system to take advantage of the hardware and not just having the generic bits. And then last, let me talk a little bit about rendering as it relates to video. Mobile video is very important, and so one of the things that we've done is to make sure that mobile video works well, not just at the codec level, but all the way through the software stack, the multimedia framework, all the way into the browser. So we were the first to show full in-page HTML5 video tag video right in the Android browser, and that's going to be shipping on Gingerbread devices that utilize our processors. And so you don't have to go, hit an HTML5 video, exit the browser, go into the media player. You can stay right in the browser, just like a desktop level experience, and it's pretty amazing that way. Similarly, Flash video, we've been working with Adobe for quite a while, and as you know, 98% of commercial video on the internet, including a lot at YouTube even, runs on Flash. So we've been working to optimize Flash video through the entire stack. So this is one of the reasons we were the first to enable 720p high definition Flash video in the current Snapdragon, the second generation Snapdragon processors that are in many phones shipping today, can do 720p Flash video right in the browser as well. So these are all, examples of how you want to take advantage of the hardware by modifying the software to really take advantage of the hardware.
And one of these days, mobile browsing will be as good as desktop browsing, I guess?
Well, that's actually a really good question. One of on top of all of these kind of client-side, client and mobile device-centric things for whether it's a smart phone or other smart mobile device that we're working on, in addition to this, we've got the networks going faster and faster. As you know, the Snapdragon system not only includes the application processor and the connectivity, but also the communications processor. And so with new technologies like LTE coming up, in addition to the 3G, what you're doing is what we're going to see is reduced latencies that will actually help things like browsing and chatty applications like your Facebook app or Twitter application reduce the latency and really, quote, download faster. So we're really excited about the fact that this is not only a client-side only thing, but also really ties into some of the innovations going on into the new networks such as LTE.
Very cool. That's Saeed from Qualcomm. You got to get back to work on that stuff because we're all waiting for it now.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to it. So thanks for the opportunity, Dean.